Hello and welcome to the Dutching channel. It's Saturday the 20th of April 2024 and it's 9:15 in the morning, and we're going to be looking at the selections from Newbury. We're going to start off with the 130. Quite a nice card here today actually, but there's no non-runners in the first race. So we're going to have a look at the form. It's a bit different than I usually do. Hopefully it's going to come up with the same results, which is what we want, are winners. Been a very slow month. I've gradually clawed all that money back now, and nobody is in a loss. I do have a couple of people that join a little way into the month, so they're nicely up at the moment, but those first 2 days and the 8th were the killer for everybody. But I've managed to claw it back. But it's not been doing just the one system. And today we're going to go back to that system where we do the Dutching. We start off with the top selection and work our way down. We're going to do that with the prices from Matchbook. And because I haven't been here most mornings, it's because of the amount of work that I've had to do on the other system. This is a little bit easier, not a lot. But this will be a betting race for me because all three lines of form for each horse are there. So I'll move across. I've made it a bit bigger so you can see it easier more than anything. And our top selection in this race will be Arrest. Used to be a Frankie Dettori horse that was one time favourite for the Derby. And let's go into Matchbook. Let's move these prices up a little bit. And Arrest at the moment is currently 3.7, and stakes of £27.03 would return us £100. Our second selection is Mutaba, and this is on 11. Stakes of £9.09 would return £100, and our third horse will be Hamish, which is 4.2. So we're not going to be able to get all the money on that, but we do have £13.88 left from the first two, and that will be our three horses betting on in the first race, the 130 at Newbury. We've got two going for us and then one to mop up the rest. I will go through this again and I'll times that up on the calculator to see what it comes to. Then we move into the second race. Not too sure about if I'm going to have a bet here because I don't like horses that have not had the three runs basically. But we'll have a look because there is a line of form on everything. I'm not going to totally rule this one out. So we'll move into the 205. Good horse this last season. This was Relief Rally. Well, we're just going to make sure that all these are going to post. That's the 205. Yep, they all go there. And let's go into Matchbook. We'll move that across now to the second race. And Relief Rally is the favourite at 3.7. It's just, none of these have run this season, so it's just seeing how they've all got on, you know, over the cold months and everything else. Will they come out and be as fresh as they were? Just, you never know from 2 to 3. Right, so 3.7 Relief Rally, £27.03 stakes would return £100. And my second selection is Fulgaria. And this at the moment is 6.8. Stakes of £14.71 would return £100. And don't forget, I didn't mention it on my last video at air, but the one thing I always tell you is this over round figure with whatever bookies you're using on the exchanges. It's on an okay amount, 101.65 to bet. So getting back to Fulgaria was 6.8 and stakes for £14.71 would return £100. Regal Jubilee is our third in, and that is 4.1. So let's see how much we've got left after backing those first two. We've only got £8.27. So that would be the most we could put on Regal Jubilee. So that's our £50 staked. And we've got two running for us and one to mop up the rest. But as I said, I will come back at the end of this video and do a recap and how much we've got to come on the lower selections. Then the 240. This again, another good race. Everybody's coming from 2 to 3. But this horse right down the bottom that's only got 2 lines of form, don't discount this horse. Even though I've got this to finish really bottom, like tailed off. If you look at the times, and I'm not on about what you can see, I do times on certain horses as well, and this Ballymount Boy is the fastest horse in that lineup by far. This was a horse I backed on its last run of the season when it won at 5 to 2, I think it was. I took 13 to 8 in the morning, so that weren't great. And this one as it liked, but the line of form that was brilliant for that was when it ran in the first race at Longchamp on Arc Day. There's some serious horses coming out of that race if you want to have a look at the times on it. But otherwise, the fastest horse in that race, and the averages as well, forget Ballymount Boy because that's clear, but El Bodon for me would be the second fastest horse in that race, and that's on an average. So I wouldn't rule that out, but on the system that I've come up with here, the top selection will be Army Ethos. So whether this race will be a bet for me, I don't know, because one of the horses only got 2 lines of form. So let's move on to the 240. And Army Ethos, that is 11.5. And stakes of £8.70 would return £100. Then we have Sun. Now I remember watching, it was going back last year, and Richard Hannon was on there, and he said this isn't named after the Tottenham footballer, Son. He said this is pronounced Sun, as in sons and daughters. So this is 8.8. And stakes of £11.36 would return £100. Then we've got James's Delight. You can see from these two here, they're pretty much identical. So we'll see first of all what prices we've got. Now James's Delight is 13.5. So stakes of £7.41 would return £100. And Zoom Zoom is the favourite at 4.4. So before, don't know, might just be okay. Yeah, it's only 19 pence over. So I'll take that 19 pence off. But let's just have a look who would have been the top one of these two. And it would be Zoom Zoom. So we're going to slightly change what we've done there. So the 19 pence will come off of James Delight. We're only talking pennies. It was nothing at all there to worry about. So we'll just bring that down to 7.21. All right, and there's your £50 stakes. So we've got basically 4 running for us because James Delight is just, as I said, 19 pence out. Then the next race at Newbury is the 3:15. Let's go, just scroll this down a moment. The 240 there was the Greenham Stakes. So again, it's a good race to watch. There's some good horses out today. And then we've got the Spring Cup. That's the 3:15. I thought that would have been one of those heritage handicaps, but it's not. But there is certainly plenty of runners there. So 21 go to post. They all run at the moment. And this horse I've got right at the bottom, Benetot, there's a line of form missing there, where, if I remember rightly, let's have a look, did this run abroad somewhere? Yeah, see it run in Nantes in France, so there was no line of form for that. And I don't like to go, well, let's go right down to here, because yes, you could have done that, but what did it averagely do here? And when it's come to the UK after a 121-day break, where's all this form disappeared to? So it's very hard just to add that in. Although O.G. Murphy is booked to ride on it 40 to 1, but it's not a line of form I like to cheat with. I like just to use the first 3 lines. So let's move this across. And I'm glad everyone can see this better than I did have it. And we're going to start with our top selection here, which is Radobarg. That's pronounced that way. So we'll go into the 315. And Radobarg, there it is. 17.5. And stakes of £5.71 would return £100. Our second selection here would be Hieronymus, and Hieronymus hard to find some of these when there's massive fields. Right down the bottom there, 130, and stakes of 77 pence or £1 on Betfair would return us £100. And our third selection is Real Gain. And Real Gain, pretty much up the top of the market here. This is trading at 10. Stakes of £10 would return £100. And Navaggio, this is currently second in at 8.8. Stakes of £11.36 would return £100. And our next selection would be Tawada. And Tawada is 22. And stakes of £4.55 would return us £100. So far we've staked 32.39. And the next one we're going to look at is Latam. And Latam, that's currently on 12. So stakes of £8.33 would return £100. And now we've got 2 on the same again. And we are running short of funds. We've got £9.27. So we better just look at these 2. And we'll see that Godwinson is 95, the next one to that is 90.25, and here 94 to 90, so this one is closest of 4, this is 4.75, so Look Back Smiling will be the next horse we look at. And Look Back Smiling will be, that's currently 42. So stakes of £2.38 would return us £100. And Godwinson is the last one there. This will be 10. And because I've done that sort of the wrong way round, I've got to take £3.11 off that, so £6.89, and that should be £50, unless I've done it wrong, and that's £50 stakes. So in that race there, we've got 7 running for us and 1 to mop up. And we will come back to these, so don't worry. And then in the next race, this is where I most probably won't be having bets at Newbury. This is a maiden stakes. 17 go to the post, but there are 6 that haven't seen the racetrack. So let's just go back to this race. And they all go there so far. But it's not a race for me just looking at it. Now we've got 2, 3 here maybe that are showing around 80 in the ratings. But with a race like this, you can see that it's a class 4. Now class 4 could be anything 85. Now it's not necessarily going to be over that because it's a class 4, but there could be something quite special in it. We don't know that. So first of all, for me, this wouldn't be a bet. Most of them have only run once, maybe a couple twice. So let's move this across. And if you're going to bet in this race, let's have a look at the prices on Matchbook. I'm not going to leave them there, but I am for now. And you can see economics here, 1.88, and it's dreadful price, dreadful. I wouldn't be backing that this afternoon. And you can see other horses in there that could be anything. You've got this Amphius that has never seen the racetrack before at 5.7. Why is that put in at that price? Is William Buick up, riding for Jubmonte Farms? Who knows? It's just not worth putting your money on. And let's have a look at these other 2 that I had here. Pasha would be my second in. That's 29. I think I'd rather have a couple of pound each way at 29 than put £50 on economics. I'm not saying it won't win. And Sedgemore in third at 18, but I really don't think it's going to be those first 3 there. I think we're going to see some of these ones at the bottom that haven't run before. So something's going to come out of that pack. So it's not a betting race for me. So I will take them prices back out. I won't be betting in that. Then the next race is also another maiden stakes. Not sure if this was the 2nd division or not. Let's have a look. No, but it is a class 2. Now this tells me this is going to be, there's going to be something in this that should be very exciting. And a class 2 is up to 105, so it's pretty much not going to be something from this department unless it runs out of its skin and wins by about 15 lengths. And I haven't looked at what we got here, these 3. But there's a horse that I do like in this race, but maybe not for today. But it is one that I've put in the notebook. This is Easy Dancer. Needs 1 more run for a handicap mark. And if you look at the figures here that I've got 71 last time out and 81 the time before. So yeah, it comes up to being 3rd in this race, but I don't expect it to run any kind of race. It may lay 4th, 5th or something around that, because it's definitely trying to get a handicap mark. And then I will look at it after today to see whether it would be thrown in somewhere. But I still think it would end up in a class 5 somewhere perhaps. But if we was to be having a bet in this race, let's have a look at the betting from Matchbook. Into the 425 there. And again, it's another odds on favourite, William Buick, 1.83. So that would be my £50 bet, but of course we have 3 horses that haven't run before, could be anything. Even some of these horses that have only run once, you know, they could just come up, anything there as well. But Easy Dancer, 40s, if I was going to just have a playing around bet for fun, I'd most probably have, I don't know, £2 each way or something at 40s. Because it is a horse now that I am seriously looking at, and these horses I do follow. And it wouldn't be just following it once and then not backing it. It would be following it until it wins. So we'll get on to that tutorial another day. So I'll take that one out because this is going to be a no betting race for me as well. And then into the last race, nice big handicap to get stuck into there. But, and we've got another but here, Rascallion doesn't have any form at all, but it has run. And you can see even here they don't have any form lines for it. But it had run up a sequence of a few wins. But you can see out of everywhere which it's run in France, we don't have anything for it whatsoever. And it's been running, you know, in £9,000 races, 8,000, 6,000. It's won 3 on the trot there from big fields. I don't really know what to expect from it. But you can see they put it up to a 23,000 and then it came last. So it looks like to me that this is, with the money it's been running for, it's okay, but it's not great. And for a race like this, I can't really say what it would do, whether it would win it, whether it would be last or what. I mean, it's been running for, as we saw there, 9,000, and this is only 10,000 a day. So this may be a race I leave alone, but we will go through the form lines of all the horses at the top of the market. Because I don't need to be sitting here betting in every single race. And if you've got no form for a horse, and I don't mean pulled up, fail, unseated rider, all those kind of things. That's all part of life in the national hunt. But when they've got nothing at all on it, you know, I don't even know where to put this horse in, and it could win. It's won 3 just under the amount it's for today, so this must be a race I'm going to talk myself out of betting in. So we'll go on to the last race here, the 5 o'clock. And we've gone for Baltimore Boy at 13.5. I'll actually leave the prices here. £7.41 would return £100. And our second selection is Expressionless, which is currently 19. Stakes of £5.26 would return £100. And while I'm here, I'm just going to look at this Rascallion, because what you could do, well, there's a non-runner there, I'll need to have a look at that in a minute. If Rascallion is 85, sometimes it might be worth having that bet at 85, then you can have a bet in the race, because it's a silly price. You might as well put your £1.18 on it. Then you can back everything else that you wanted to, and then you don't have to worry about it. So we're going to move down now to the next 2 that I've got. I'll better just double check that. Horse Hopeful. Right, I've already taken that one out, so that's no problem there. So we're going to look into the next ones that we want, and Polling Day at 50. Stakes of £2 will return 100. OJ Lifestyle is 36. And stakes of £2.78 will return £100. Mr. Mistopheles. This is currently 17.5. and stakes of £5.71 will return £100. Then we've got Carsid, and Carsid pretty much down the bottom. This is 48. Got some serious outsiders here. £2.08 would return us £100. And Montera, this is currently 32. Stakes of £3.13 would return us £100. Now, including that £1.18 down the bottom, we've got £29.55 staked at the moment, so plenty of money left. High Spirited is the next one. That's currently 30. Stakes of £3.33 returns £100. Then we've got an Old Madness record here. This is right down the bottom as well. One Step Beyond, 42 and £2.38 stakes would return £100. Then we've got Sweet Reward, and Sweet Reward is another one down the bottom at 50. This is a very tight race, though, I'll give it that. You know, we're only down, I don't know, 10 horses, and we're only 6 lengths with all this lot. So this is why anything could win this. So Sweet Reward, 50, stakes of £2 returns £100. Just to add that up again, and the 118 is 37.27. So we've got plenty of money left, but we don't seem to have done any short ones yet. But here comes one, I think. Cracks King. Cracks King is the favourite at 5.8. Just got to hit the wrong button and everything starts coming up. Right, so Cracks King 5.8. And I think that's going to be the last one, so we need to just have a look round at what we've got. And you can see with Cracks King we've laid out 54.50. So we need to take £4.50 off that. So 12.74, something around. Yeah, there's your £50 stakes. So what we've got in this race, as I say, to have a bet in it, we've had to cover Rascallion. Right, we don't have any form at all on that. If we didn't lay out the 118, then we wouldn't have been able to have a bet in it. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 running for us. And then we've got Cracks King as our last selection and favourite. So let's just go back. Okay, that's the last race at Newbury. Yeah, so let's do a recap now on Newbury. Race 1, the 130, we're going to go for Arrest and Mujtaba, and we'll get the calculator out, and Hamish will be our third selection there, and this would return us, I'll go a little bit faster, that would return us £58.29, so it would be our money back and a little bit of profit on the third horse. And into the 205 at Newbury, we've given Relief Rally, but I'm still not 100% sure if I'm going to bet in this yet. Look, we've got a horse that's run once, a horse that's run twice, so I'm not going to be guaranteeing that race as a bet. But Relief Rally and Fulgaria return us £100 for one of those two, and Regal Jubilee we would have £4.1 times £8.27, so that would return us £33.90, a little bit of a loss there for the third selection, but as I said, I'm in an R in There's a horse called that running today, I think. But yeah, I'm umming and ahhing what to do in that one. And that goes for the 240 at Newbury as well, because of that horse down the bottom that's only run twice. But I most probably will have a bet here. Army Ethos, Sun, James Delight, one of those three would return us £100. And the favourite here, Zoom Zoom, £22.73 times 4.4 would return us £100. So that doesn't make any difference there. So all four of those are pretty much £100. It was James Delight, I think, that we put behind here. So let's just see what we get back on that. Yeah, £97.33. So nothing to worry about there on all four selections. And then we're going to move on to the 315. This was the handicap here. Our selections are Rudobarg, Hieronymus, Real Gain, Navaggio, Tawada, Latam, and Look Back Smiling. And the one we've got with the rest of the money on is God Wins Sun, and this is going to return us £68.90 if that was to win, so there'd still be a profit on that one. Then we go into the 350. There's not going to be any kind of bet for me in that one, and that's Economics, Pasha and Sedgemore, if I had done something, if those that hadn't have been running down the bottom. The 425 comes up with Hidden Law. As I say, it's odds on anyway. This is going to be another no betting race for me. And then in the 5 o'clock at Newbury, don't forget right down the bottom here we've got Rascallion, Baltimore Boy, Expressionless, Polling Day, OJ Lifestyle, Mr. Mistopheles, Carsid, Montera, High Spirited, One Step Beyond, and Sweet Reward. One of those 11 will return us £100. And of course, we just run into the favourite on the last one there, put our last money on that. And that was £12.74 times an SP there of 5.8. Will return us £73.89, so there will be a profit in that one. And that's the card done at Newbury. I've already put the air card up, and the next two I'm going to do are going to be Nottingham and Brighton. So thanks for watching that video, and let's hope that we can all get some winners this afternoon. Thanks for watching.